What is up, guys? Spy Muffin here, and we are back with another Tales of the Rays video. I'm a little bit late covering the producer's letter. It actually obviously came out right after the PV drop, but then they also dropped the PV like 2 days before the Christoria event dropped. So was kind of busy with all that and obviously farming the event, which I'll have a video covering all of that coming out tomorrow at some point, going over the event itself. But let's talk about the producer's letter, everything upcoming and all that. I don't think there's there's not too much here, but there is a few things of note to kind of go over, so let's just go over everything. So, late July update, common base characters for existing FC Magic Mirrors, so basically characters who already have form changes, like Gaius or Mythos. Their form change Mirage Arts will be able to be used on the normal version of the character, as well as the form change. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean the form change character can use any Mirage Art they want of the normal character. It's only one way. So, like, for example, right now, I can use Colette's form change Mirage Art on normal Colette, but I can't use any of Colette's normal Mirage Arts on the form change Colette. So that's pretty cool there. Gives some more usability if you only have a few things for each character. So kind of nice to have there. It definitely helps out my Gaius because I do have Gaius's form change Mirage Art, but I really only have Gaius doesn't have too many Mirage Arts anyway. I just have his normal and his seasonal. So that's actually going to be really helpful for me. August, Repair of Friend Gacha. They've been talking about this for a while, kind of making the friend summon more like worthwhile to do and not as annoying, because if you're someone like me who plays every day, you fill up your 50,000 friend points, every week, and then you have to go ahead and use all of it. So it is kind of annoying, so hopefully they're going to have more incentive to do it, because right now the friend gacha, obviously besides just getting the dust to level up your characters and stuff, there's just 3 stars and 4 stars for old characters in there, most of which I can't use anymore, so it's not super useful. So it'd be cool if take all the characters from the first arc, for example, and put all their gear in there, including their 5-star, their normal 5-star, and their normal Mirage Art. So characters like Lloyd, Cress, characters who have been here since the beginning that most people have done anyway, just throw those in there. But we'll have to see what they do with that. September, countermeasures for Unison Attack Neglect. This is talking about, so if you've done Unison Attack, which is the co-op mode that happens pretty much every other weekend, you will notice that sometimes people aren't really playing. They have their game on auto, which also kind of makes things harder, because then they're probably not using their Mirage Arts when they should be using them to kind of take out a boss, so you have more time to kind of clear all the stages. So there are apparently going to be some countermeasures for people who don't actually play. I don't know what that's going to be. But we'll have to see what kind of happens with that. I mean, they could just make it to where if someone's on auto, when their Mirage Art fills up, just have it use it on its own. Just for this specific mode. Timing undecided. Repair of Spirits and new development. So Repair of Spirits, they obviously are going to do something else with Spirit Gears. Maybe an easier way to obtain shards. We don't know what that's going to be yet. And then new development, I think, has to do with what's going to happen when this story arc ends. They did mention that this story arc would probably be going at least until the 6th anniversary. So we probably have, another half a year at least until we know what this new development is going to be. I think they'll probably announce this new development probably near the next anniversary. So we'll have to wait and see for that. In the July update, we are planning to implement... Okay, so yeah, they're just going over everything in detail right here of what we just talked about. So, countermeasures for Unison Attack. Person who leaves it automatically. It won't be as easy without people using Mirage Arts. By activating Auto Mirage Art. Okay. So yeah, they're basically just talking about that. Let's see if there's anything else here. Nope, that's pretty much it. They don't really go into details in any of this others. I wish they would go into details, what is it? What do you mean repair a friend gacha? What are you doing with it? I wish they would kind of tell us about that. July delivery schedule. So this is the order of everything's going to drop. Obviously, Christoria was first. Seasonal event, Kanata Mizella. Participation swimsuit event. Tales of Christoria, Kanata Mizella are participating. I think those who watch the video on PV will understand. Although the battle system is a big difference between turn-based and action, even in linear motion battles, it works perfectly, or properly. Yeah, I've gotten to use Kanata Mizella quite a bit since their event dropped, and they work great as normal Tales characters. I'm really happy with what they did with them. And I'll be really excited, later as we keep going. Kanata Mizella and all the others will get Spirit Gears at some point. Which I do want to kind of quickly talk about, because I've seen, back and forth, what people would want. Do people want their Spirit Gears to be their Sin forms, or do they want unique costumes? I think the discussion of it being their Sin forms comes from Saray and Rose having their Armatis as their Spirit Gears, but the only reason that that's a thing is because it has to do with spirits. They're basically just implementing in-game the power of the Armatis as spirits, and it's something they can just wear even when they're not merged together with Lila and stuff. So Saray can use his Fire Armatis in the Ray's world without Lila being present. He can just activate it when he wants, just because of how Spirit Gears work. So that's going to be a different thing because the Sin forms aren't based on a spirit. It's just something internally with their, Sin mark and their power. So I don't think a Spirit Gear for Kanata and the rest of them is going to be their Sin forms. I think, if anything, the Sin forms would be like form changes. I do think they're going to get their own unique Spirit Gears at some point. But yeah, enough about that. Let's keep moving. I think you can feel the Christorianness. And the same mobile tiles, so from the Rays, with the brothers and... Okay, so now Mercuria and Naz's dual Mirage Art, which is cool. It's the first seasonal co-mirror. So this also opens the door for other things. So if there's going to be seasonal co-Mirage Arts, that means any character who's already gotten a normal co-Mirage Art is on the table again for... So, like, Alphen and Crest, recently got one together. But Alphen and Crest could also be on the table for a seasonal one with a different character. So I think that's something to keep in mind. It opens up more doors because for the most part, they usually do one, besides normal seasonals, because obviously they're starting to give characters second seasonals. For the most part, a character gets one type of each Mirage Art. So normal Mirage Art, when they're first implemented, they get one. Seasonal, they get one, starting to be two now that most of the cast has a seasonal at this point. Like, if you look at the percentage of characters that have them and don't, it's way more weight in characters that do. Overrays, Decisive Mirage Arts, Final Mirage Arts, Co-Mirage Arts, all characters get at least one. So this will be a way for them to add even more. Please look forward to the Dream crossover. This finally come true. Of course, the design of the swimsuit costume is an original production drawn by all four. So all four costumes, Kanata Mizella, and then Mercuria and Nazar, all are unique costumes. We never got to see summer outfits for, besides some of the merchandise for Kanata and Mizella. Aegis and Yuna did get summer costumes, so those costumes might get used when they eventually get implemented. But we'll have to see. So yeah, that's going on right now. That goes until the 20th/21st. I think it's the 21st. So you have about 10 days to kind of farm up this event. There's not too much to farm. You just got to get the stuff for Kanata and Mizella. And for whatever reason, Marcus's 4-star weapon is in the shop. So I guess if you don't have his 4-star, you can go ahead and work on that. But for the most part, it's... The only thing I'm kind of upset about, and I'll go over this more, is that the tickets for the event itself and just the banner itself, it feels very flooded, especially when, most people, obviously I love the co-Mirage Art for Mercuria and Nazar, but I feel like they should have been separated because it's not just, if it was just Kanata Mizella and then Mercuria and Nazar, like, okay, I can deal with that. But then they also have Mirage Arts and the old Mirage Arts and new 5-stars for Balder and for Marcus. So you have all of their stuff on the banner as well. So there's like 8 or 9 Mirage Arts on the banner. And I just really wish they hadn't done. I wish it would have been like Arise, where you just kind of start with Kanata Mizell on their own banner, and then you could have put all of the Bifrost crew on a separate banner. I would have honestly preferred that, despite everything. But let's go ahead and take a look at the rest. So the second event is going to be the Raise Festival. So the Duo Mirage Arts for Tyr and Lagretta. Obviously, this is Google Translate, so I will have to tell you the actual names. Rid and what's his name? Rassius. And then Grass Valley and Lazarus. So those are going to be the 3 new duos, and then of course there's going to be the 10 consecutive free multis for the old ones that we will get during that time. So Raise Festival, it's going to be a little bit different. So it's a crossover. Take a break from the usual voting style. Okay, so it's going to be different this time. This time I was ranked high in the... okay, so I guess it's going to be different. There's not going to be the usual voting pattern, so we'll have to see how that kind of looks when the event actually starts. So that'll be from, the 21st until, like, how many days are in this month? How many days are in July? 31 days. And then from the 31st onward, probably the 31st until, like, the 11th, is going to be the Hearts event with Shing getting his final Mirage Art. And then, of course, the Duo Mirage Art with Kohaku and Hisui. And then the Duo Mirage Art, which doesn't really fit. Harold and Pascal also getting one. I guess they just wanted to throw them in somewhere. So very, very cool there. So that's pretty much our layout for the month. And then, of course, we'll be waiting to see what they drop into PV at the beginning of August. So very, very cool there. Pretty much after this Crestoria thing, I'm pretty much saving. I'll go over the results of my summons in my video tomorrow. But this other stuff is going to be a skip for me. I don't really need anything for, Tyr is a big character. I'm set on her. Rid, I'm set on him. Grass Valley, set on her. And then the other ones, I can get stuff as time goes on. And then Shing, I've got plenty of stuff for. Kohaku, Hisui, got 2 Mirage Arts for them each. Same thing with Harold and Pascal, I've got 2 for them each. So I am set on all of these characters, so I just want to save for next month. And we'll talk about why I want to save once we get to the bottom here. Introduction to answers. Okay, so, the inquiries that people give out every month. Unison attack, personal selection. Okay. Improved means of obtaining unison badges. Yeah, because they're random most of the time. When you hit a threshold, it's just going to give you a random one for the most part. So that'd be kind of nice to see. The season is completely summer. The hot days continue, so be careful about your physical condition. And I'm sorry, as the hot days continue, the hot summer of Raise is coming. July is also hot, but this year's hottest is August. Please look forward to it. So they are wanting us to be prepared for whatever is going to come next month. So there's obviously going to be something big next month. Now let's talk about that for a second. So with Arise, November, December, and January, each of those months gave us 2 Arise characters. We got Alphen and Xion in no. I have that wrong. So it was September. We got Alphen and Xion. October. Oh wait, no. They did it every other month, right? Was it every other month? It may not have been every... let's actually look real quick. Hold on. Before I start spouting stuff that I don't know what I'm saying. Let's go to events. Because I think it was if it's every other month, then I kind of have an idea of what they might do with Crestoria as well. Because here's the thing. A lot of people are worried that, kind of like with Tales of Link, that Crestoria is only going to get some yearly love, which I think would be a huge mistake, one, because Kanata and Mizella would not get anything to kind of boost them. Like, earlier on in the game, it wasn't as big of a deal, when we had to wait stuff for, when it was just Sarah, because it was one character, but we have 2 characters now that people are definitely going to want to use, so I think it would be a big mistake. So if it was Kanata, Mizella, and Vicious, I would have maybe expected, like, oh, okay, it's going to be once a year, because you gave us 3 of them. But I don't think they're going to take 3 years to give us 6 characters. I genuinely don't believe they're going to do that. But let's take a look at what it was. So it should be at the end of 2021. Okay, yeah. So Alphen and Xion were end of September. Rinwell and Law. Okay, November was Rinwell and Law. In January. Okay, so it's every other month. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. So yeah, January was Kisara and Dohalim because they got New Year's stuff. So realistically, I could definitely see them doing that with, have they updated the stuff yet? Yeah, with Kanata Mizella, so we get them July 11th to July 21st. So I think, September, they toss us Vicious and Aegis, and then November, they give us Yuna and Orwen. I think that's realistic. I think that's a realistic thing to expect. Since they're giving us only 2 characters right now. And then probably the next banner, I could definitely see them giving seasonals to Kanata Mizella. I know 2 months is kind of short, but we've seen, stuff like that happen before. I mean, you really look at, where is she? Okay, so Teresa got her seasonal during Oscar's event in June, and Teresa herself came in February, right? Yeah, Teresa came here only at the end of January, middle of February. So it was really only 3 or 4 months apart. That's a really quick turnaround as for, compared to some other characters. Let's look all the way up here. Who got added a while ago that still doesn't have anything? Soleil, obviously, as a villain. Plus, in his introduction story, they actually killed him off. So that's kind of a weird way to kind of handle things. And then Arietta and Lagretta have actually gotten some stuff. Soleil is over a year ago. The time flies with this game. Jeez Louise. I'm just trying to see if there's anyone else who I can really think of who, had gotten something. Obviously, you haven't gotten anything either. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I do think that, they could get seasonals and stuff relatively quickly. And then they could use next month to kind of give it... I realistically expect a collab of some kind next month, because it's been a while since our last, true collab that wasn't, Asteria. Because obviously Asteria was the end of May, early June. And, we had 2 events for that. But the last actual collab was this one in April. So we're in the middle of July now, so May, June, July. So it's been 3 months since our last actual, and this was a part 2. The last actual new collab was when? Was this one right here for Magical Circle Guru back in February. So I think we are well overdue for a new collab. So that's going to be it, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know what you're excited for. Let me know how your summons went for the new banner, if you did any. And if you're not summoning, what are you saving for? Let me know down below. So that's going to be it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.